Hello friends, foes, and other watchers on the internet. My name is Matt, you're watching Hogwash Gaming, and today we are going to be making another character for 5e Dungeons & Dragons. Now, this character was made using these two books. I would assume that you would have the Player's Handbook, and Xanathar's Guide to Everything is a good supplement if you want to make your game a little unique, you know, break out of the norms. But anyway, I have my cheat sheets here, and they will make it easier for me to do things without flipping through pages and being boring for you. But I do not know what this character is going to be like exactly, because I haven't put the personality traits, or I haven't put the these things here into the categories that they're going to go to. So I don't know what this guy's modifiers are going to look like, but we'll find out together. All right, so as you can see, Bolg Brass Miner is a mountain dwarf, and he is a level 1 Storm Sorcerer. The Storm Sorcerer comes from Xanathar's Guide to Everything, so if you want to find out what that's all about, get the book or borrow it or whatever. Alright, I put as his background a guild artist, and he's going to be a chef of sorts. Not a huge part of his character as it is right now, but that's what he's good at. And he's lawful neutral, pretty average, so we'll go from there. Now, as usual, I like to leave these out until I see what I have for my my abilities that I have proficiency with. So yeah, I'm gonna leave this for now, but we'll get these plugged in as soon as we know. So first off, I took the opportunity to put the Mountain Dwarf's bonuses in Strength and Constitution, so we will have that already set. But let's look at what he gets from his Mountain Dwarf background besides those things. Going down here, he is proficient in Battleaxe, Battle Axe, Hand Axe, alright, Light Hammer, and also Warhammer. Let's also just go on, since we're at the weapons, we might as well just keep going with the Sorcerer, what Sorcerers are good at. They have proficiency in daggers, darts, slings, quarterstaffs, yep, I spelled that right, and light crossbows. Alright, light crossbows. Sweet. So yeah, it's not as easy as just saying simple weapons or martial weapons or both. These are specific weapons that sorcerers and mountain dwarves can use. Alright, as a mountain dwarf, he is also able to wear light to medium armor. Alright. He is proficient in brewer's tools, and I'm just going to add the background is proficient in cooking tools. Alright, so those are the tools that he can use very well and can add his proficiency bonus to, which I will put here as a +2. Alright, so that's good. Alright, what else? Mountain Dwarf, he is proficient in languages. Common. I'm just going to put languages there. And common, of course. Dwarfish. And let me see, primordial, because he is a storm sorcerer. So primordial. That's cool. And because he's a guild artisan, he had another language at his disposal. So I went with halfling, which is a language apparently. I looked it up and it was like, oh, the halflings have their own language. I'm going to take that one. Alright, so those are all the things that he is proficient in. As far as what I write down here, we are going to go with proficiency with Deception and Arcana for his Sorcerer things. And then for the Guild Artisan, he is proficient in Insight and Persuasion. Which, Persuasion is a Charisma thing, and since he's a Sorcerer, we want the Charisma to be pretty high. So we will do this here. Good. And as far as saving throws, it's Constitution and Charisma. Both good because Constitution is going to get a boost, and Charisma is going to be our highest point thing if we can help it. Alright, so what to do next? Alright, well, let's put Dark Vision here. And we won't explain what that is because it's so common. Stone Cunning. Now, Stone Cunning is a pretty fantastic ability, but it's going to be very difficult for me to describe well enough here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go here and say page 20 in the player's handbook. Page 20, PHB. There you go. And that's all you have to do. As long as you can look it up really quick, and remember that it has some really good things going for it, you can put the page number, and it'll make this a whole lot easier. Alright, Dwarven Resilience. Dwarven Resilience. Okay. I think Dwarven. I probably, yeah, I misspelled that. Oh well. Alright, so this gives me advantage for saving throws versus poison. Alright, so there's that. I'm just going to put a little hyphen here because there's another thing. Resistance to poison damage. Resistance to poison DMG. Alright, cool. So that's Dwarven Resistance. Very important to remember. Yeah, really important. Alright, so let's take a look at equipment real quick. I went with light hammer as his starting weapon. I put warhammer down there, right? Yeah. Okay. So that's a. Well, we don't know the attack bonuses yet. Well, let's just list them and then we'll get moving that way. All right. So. His arcane focus. Arcane focus. Cooking tools. A letter from his guild. It's like a letter of recommendation. Letter of recommendation for recommendation. I'm so glad this program has autocorrect or spell check, whatever it's called. From guild. Cool. All right. Next, traveler's clothes. And we'll just put 15 gold here. Usually, once again, I would just let this sit empty because it's such a fluid thing and it changes all the time, and I wouldn't want to print that out. But we're going to leave it there for now. All right. Does he start with anything else? Oh, 2 daggers. 2. I'll just leave it plural, and then okay, so I'm gonna leave that there. Dungeoneer pack. That kind of goes with the cooking tools and stuff. Dungeon ear pack. Dungeoneer isn't actually a word, so I'm not sure if I spelled it right or wrong, but here we go. Okay. It looks like I've got everything down for... Yes. Looks like we have everything for the equipment. So now I'm going to go to the sorcerer thing. Tempestuous magic. Tempestuous. Hey, I spelled it right. That's amazing. Magic. All right. Tempestuous magic. As a bonus action, after casting a spell, Bolg, I guess I'll just do his name. Bolg may fly up to 10 feet. And this was confusing language to me, but I'll explain this after. Without provoking an attack of opportunity. Okay, so if I'm reading this correctly, And I might just look this up just to double check. But, yes, this is worded very confusingly to me, at least. You see... Oh, that was weird. I opened to something talking about Tempest, but it was something else. See, I read that as may fly up to 10 feet. And I was like, well, what does he do when he's up there? Does he hover? No. I think it means you can move horizontally up to 10 feet. It might mean go fly up 10 feet, up to 10 feet wherever direction you want to go. But you're not going to stay up there. You're going to fall afterwards unless you grab hold of something. But that's a DM choice, I think. Yeah, let me just double check. Yeah, Wind Speaker is the other storm ability. But that is being able to read, write, speak primordial. And that means different elemental creatures can understand you. Alright. Alright. Starting at first level, you can use a bonus action to your turn, or on your turn, to cause whirling gusts of elemental air to briefly surround you, immediately before or after. Ooh. I should clarify that. Before or after. Delete. After casting a spell. A first level or higher. Doing so allows you to fly up to 10 feet without provoking opportunity of attacks. So it's a good, like, skirmishing thing, it sounds like. Yeah, but as far as, like, what direction, it doesn't say across the ground. It doesn't say if you can go over people. That's something that you and your DM are going to have to discuss. I think this is... Since it says fly, I mean, I don't consider jumping up like a foot and hovering and going whoom as flying. I would think that whoosh, being like a supernatural jump would be something. But I'm not a GM in this circumstance. I'm just creating a character. So when you're creating a character, especially with these rules, make sure that you and your DM talk about this so you know how it can work and you don't get into a fight in the middle of combat, as ironic as that is. Alright, so I have to put immediately in here. Immediately before or after casting a level 1 plus spell. So, at least level 1. Bolg may fly up to 10 feet without provoking an opportunity of attack. Alright, so there's that. And that was the most confusing, hard thing about this addition to the game. So, yeah. Anyway, let's move on, shall we? Now we are going to have to open another file. Alright, so I've just opened up his spellcasting sheet, and I'm going to have to save this as something else. We'll go here. Okay, so now I'm not overwriting anything. Yep, spellcasting ability is CHA, and we don't have this yet. But we know what cantrips I've chosen. He has 4 of them. He has 4 cantrips. And I chose Chill, Touch. Then I have Message. Then I have Prestidigitation, which I don't know how to spell correctly. Prestidigitation. Is that correct? Wow. Let me just... Oh. Huh? It is correct. Wow. Not bad. Thank you. Thank you. I'm here all day. Alright, and light. Now, what I don't like about these spell sheets is, for one thing, they have all of these that I never get around to using because I don't have a character high enough in levels. But that's my fault, not yours. They don't give you a lot of space to describe what these spells do. Now, I will show you what I did with Bastions. Is I made little spell cards. They're rather basic. And I could do that with this character. And if I played this character, I think I probably would, just so I could save time, you know. But what I'm going to do instead is I am going to just put the page number here. All of these are in the player's handbook. If they weren't in the player's handbook, then I would probably just put EE for Elemental Evil or VGM for Volo's Guide to Monsters. You know, stuff like that. Just so it would be easier to find. But anyway, so Chilled Touch is 221. That is the page number. Message is 259. 259. Prestidigitation is 267. 67. And light is 255. If they were in order, that would be great, but I didn't think of them at the, I didn't choose them in order. So, yeah. Anyways, oh, I didn't look to see how many spell slots a sorcerer has. 1 minute. I know how many they know, but I don't know how many slots they have. Alright, so Paladin, Rogue, QRS. There we go. Rogue, first spell slot is 2. Okay, I figured, but I wanted to be sure. Alright, so slots total, 2. Alright, and the spells I chose were Silent Image, which is on page 276. Alright, and I have Mage Armor. And this will be a 256. 256. Alright. Now, that's that. Let's close this real quick. Probably is easier to read now, huh? I didn't notice it. Alright, so we're back here. Now let's plug in these numbers. Alright, I have decided that 14 is going to go in the Charisma slot. Because if Charisma is going to be my spellcasting ability modifier, and I only have light hammers and daggers to my name, well, I'm going to want to have some magical ability. We'll see how that goes. Alright, now, I could put the 8 in Strength or Constitution. That would even out to a 10 because then my race bonus would make up for it. However, these two I would like to be pretty big numbers as well. So, I think what I am going to do is I am going to put my I'm going to put my 8 in Dexterity. I know that's not terrific, but it's okay. I really don't want him on the front line anyway. He's gonna act more like a wizard anyway, and quite honestly, he's not built for combat. He just isn't. Like the spells I chose, only one of them is an attack, and only one of them is defense. But the fact that I have mage armor is substantially, substantially efficient at bringing up my AC to where it needs to be. And as long as I have a level 1 spell slot, I can cast it whenever. In fact, what I should do is look up what mage armor takes me up to, just so I can put that next to my to my AC, so I'm not changing it all the time. Mage armor takes me up to 13 plus my dex modifier, which would be a -1, which would be 12. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. 12 is better than 9. Yeah, so that would be a -1. And charisma, if I'm not mistaken, is a +2. Yeah, I think it's a +2. Yep. 12 is +1. Alright, so let's take a look at this. Since we don't have a great armor class, what I would like to do is I would like to give my character a huge... You know, I don't like having his AC that low, but I really want him good at other things. Sorry, you're seeing me make up this character as we go. I'm gonna give him a good amount of Constitution, so this will be a 15 in Constitution, which is sufficient. And so that's one of those 13s down. Now, I could go and give him a sick attack or strength, but that leaves the others with a little to be desired. 13 is not a bad start for an attack, so I'm gonna give the 11 to the strength. Alright, so that would make that a 13, which would be a +1 towards strength, which is not bad, not bad. I can live with that. 15, that's 13, that's a +2 as well. +2, cool. Intelligence and wisdom. This guy is more polarized than less polarized than I thought. Let me see. So deception is charisma, arcana is intelligence, insight is wisdom, persuasion is charisma. So basically we're deciding what do we want to be better at. You know what? Perception is actually one of the most important things you can have, because if you don't see the enemy, then they can ambush you. So I am going to put the 13 here and the 12 here. So those are where they are, and you know what? They both are the same modifier. So good thing I didn't spend a whole lot of time trying to decide that. Alright, that being said, armor class. I'm pretty sure armor class is 10 plus your dexterity bonus. Okay, here it is. Without armor or shield, your character's AC equals 10 plus his or her dexterity modifier. I was correct. Alright. That's cool. So, his AC is 9. But I will slash this and make it a 12. Oh. MA. I'm going to say mage armor is 12. Okay. 9 or mage armor is 12. Good. Cool. Alright. So, that's armor class. Okay, now, since he's a sorcerer, his hit dice are 6. Doesn't sound right. Yeah, his hit dice is a 1d6. So we'll put that down there. 1d6. Cool. And then hit points. Hit point maximum. I believe that's 10 plus. I've never made a sorcerer before, so that's kind of why I'm a little clumsy at it. And I have all of these ideas and thoughts from totally different things. So, you know, I'm used to having like paladins with their nice big hit point things, and here I have a sorcerer who has 6 plus constitution, which is 8. Yay! Wow. That just feels so vulnerable. I'm gonna leave this empty just because max is 8, and if you start there, then why write it twice? Okay. Let's go back to the spell sheet. And since now we know what charisma he has, it's a +2. So, spell save is 8 plus your proficiency plus your spell casting ability. So charisma is that. Now let's just do this. +2. Just to say, hey, this is what it is. So now we know that that's 12. And spell attack bonus. That's a +4 to his spell attacks, which for Chill Touch, I think that's a attack thing. I'll look it up later. But yeah, DC isn't terrific, but quite honestly, for a level 1, 12 is decent. Decent. It's not the best. I mean, my dice rolls were rather small. If you were wondering how I came up with these numbers, it's because I rolled dice. That's how I got those numbers. Okay. Initiative. -1. Yep. Speed. He's a dwarf. That's 25, I believe. Pretty sure that's what speed is. I'm pretty sure I wrote it on this cheat sheet. Yep, 25. All right. Now. He's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. But now we're going to describe him as a person. I want to kind of tell a story with him, how he got his powers. I'm getting tangled in my wires here. All right, so how Bolg Brass Miner came to be. Now, I am kind of going off of Xanathar's Guide. It has a lot of ways to build your character that doesn't do anything mechanically, but storyline, it is fantastic. That's basically 50%, if not more, of Xanathar's Guide is just things that add flavor to stuff, not necessarily advantage or, you know, something that'll help you win. But if I'm your DM and you do something awesome with something benign, I'm gonna give you advantage and stuff, because if I like it and if it's cool, then I'm gonna reward that. So anyway, storyline for Bolg Brass Miner. How did he get his powers? Now, sorcerers have an interesting backstory ability because they have the magic in them. That's where their magic comes from. Sometimes wild magic, where someone messed with with some fae that cursed them, or maybe it was they have a fae grandmother or something. Who knows? That's kind of the beauty of the Sorcerer. The Sorcerer is a storytelling class. So, Bold Brass Miner is a storm sorcerer. So, I thought it would be cool if his house was struck by lightning when he was a child, and he began aging very quickly because of it. But he also gains all of these spells with that and the ability to use magic because of that lightning strike. Was it the gods shot down some lightning and their magic infused with his bones? Was it on purpose? Who knows? But that's what I'm gonna do. So, here we go. I'm going to write that my house was struck by... Okay, well, my house was struck by lightning. My house was struck by lightning, and the magic entered into me. My house was struck by lightning, and the magic entered into me. I aged quickly. Now, I understand that this little box isn't for story, really. But it's a trait, right? Now, there is another page that I could make for this character and expound on their backstory, and I've done that with some of my characters, and I enjoy it. I love making up the stories and whatnot. But since we're creating a character here on a video, I just want to expedite this, make sure that it is as few pieces of paper as possible so you don't get confused. Alright, I age quickly, and my gift was revealed. Alright, so as a trait, what I'm going to do is I chat for a long time if someone asks me the story. There we go. Someone. There we go. I chat for a long time if someone asks me the story. So, basically, he's very proud of his story, and he's looking for a reason to, in fact, that's his bond. It says, I have been given a gift and must learn the reason why. Alright, so, you know, when someone asks him, like, hey, how did you become a sorcerer? He would, like, go into, like, this huge, like, story of how it happened and where his mother was and why the house was so prone to get struck by lightning if it was, or, you know, so he's going to, like, really love telling the story. His ideals. Folk are folk and must be treated as such. Now, this might not seem like a very, like, insightful observation, but what it means is bad guys he will treat as bad guys, and good guys he will treat as good guys, and the poor he will treat as the poor, etc., so on and so forth, what have you, and other phrases that mean nothing. Basically, he sees what he sees and he treats them as such. If he sees someone who's a beggar, then he says, well, that person's poor, he's in need of help. Or if he's feeling a certain way, he's like, that person's poor, obviously they don't work hard enough to feed themselves. You get the idea. And that's where the neutral is. But the lawful is he won't treat someone badly who doesn't deserve it. Alright, so there's that. Alright, flaws. Now, this one I kind of enjoy, because if he was struck by lightning and lightning went into him, he would either do one of two things. He would love thunderstorms and want to go out into them, and that could be a flaw. Or he could be terrified of storms because of what he's become and how, he doesn't know if he's going to like age really, really quickly, and he doesn't want to die. So I'm just going to go there. I'm more inclined to go with the terrified of storms thing. That might not be super interesting, but at least it will keep him out of danger. If someone loves thunderstorms and a thunderstorm comes along and he runs out and gets killed, my GM is probably not going to be super happy with me. And to be honest, I don't want my character to die. I just believe in following what I've written. So, I'm going to say I have a mortal fear of storms. Yeah. One other flavor thing. It's a feature, it's a trait. When I cast spells, my clothing and hair blow as if in the wind. Cool. Yeah, so that's the flavor that I've given him. Alright, so that's the backstory pretty much all good. W-H-I-T, my white hair. White hair. Okay, and he also has white eyes. That would be on the other page has all the physical descriptions, whatnot. It's a good page to have. I'm just gonna say, and as I would level up this character, then I could add that other page and move some of this information over there. But for level 1, this is a very cool character. I really enjoy him. Bold Brass Miner is very, very fun. Yes. Like, he starts with these light hammers. Oh, okay. I've got a. Good thing I looked down here. This is. He's starting off with some pretty weak weapons, but the nice thing is. The nice thing is, it's a 1d4, is he's proficient in other weapons like Warhammer and a battle axe and a light hammer. So, like, he can get better things than what he has right now. Specifically Dwarven weapons, true. But he can use them. And he has enough strength to make sure that it's a good idea to use them. So, 1d4 plus 1, and that's bludge. LD. Alright, and daggers is 1d4 plus 1 slash. These things, I mean, I can't do any, I can't type anymore. It's rather cruddy. I could also write in a chill touch. Why not? Let's do that. Attack bonus, let me just make sure that it's a attack bonus thing and it's a 2-2-1. Let's make sure that it's an attack thing and it's not a spell that requires somebody to, yeah, it's a ranged attack. Otherwise, it could have been a spell that requires my target to overcome the spell save DC, which is 12, but it's a +4. So I'll go here. So that's +4. Cool. And then, all right, on a hit, the target takes 1d8 necrotic damage. Not bad for a cantrip, let me just say that. And it's got a pretty good range, 120 feet. What I'll do is, since this is my only attack spell so far, I will put it here, and it's 1d8. And that will be what kind of damage? Necro. Yeah, there we go, 1d8 necro damage. Alright, range 120. Cool. 120. Then that's all flavor. If upon hit, target cannot regain HP until start your next turn. So basically, you could keep hitting him and hitting him and hitting him if you rolled well enough. And they couldn't regain health that way. That's pretty cool. Undead have disadvantage on attack rolls. I'm just gonna put this here because that's kind of specific. So I'm just gonna put, this is 221. Player's handbook. Alright. There we go. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, I think we are done. Let me just, passive perception is 11. Not bad, not terrific. All right, and really quick, what we're gonna do now is we're just gonna put values here. I almost forgot them. When I took a look, I was like, yeah, I'm done. Oh, nope. Still got this. Okay, so strength, obviously, there's a +1. Dexterity, -1. Constitution, this is gonna be good. This is a +4. Nice. Intelligence is a +1. Wisdom, +1. Cool. And charisma is +4. So we got some good saving throws when it comes to getting poisoned, let me tell you. I mean, this resistance advantage, wow. This guy will not get poisoned easily. Alright, acrobatics, not too great. Animal handling, okay at? Arcana. That's with his proficiency, so that's a +3. Alright, athletics is +1. Good. And deception is +4. Nice. History is +1. Insight +3. Intimidation +2. Investigation +1. I'm just going to copy and paste 1. Copy. And then that's that. That's intelligence. That's wisdom. And that's +2. Persuasion. It's +4. Cool. Then +1, -1, -1, and +1. So we'll go -1 and -1. Cool. Now I'm done. So I hope that was enjoyable to watch. I'm kind of interested in playing this character, quite honestly. I also have a video in mind, which is telling the story of Bastion, our good friend, the paladin that we made level 1 right here on my channel, and he has gone through a lot. He went through, well, he hasn't finished. He's still in the process of going through the pre-made module, the Horde of the Dragon Queen, and his adventures are very entertaining, and I hope to bring them to you soon. Let me know down in the comments if you would like to see that, and maybe some suggestions on characters and what you would like to see. Now, real quick, I want to make it known that what I'm trying to do is cover every class I can with as different different races as I can. I might dip into Volo's Guide again, just to get some ideas. But also there's Halfling, there's Tiefling, and I'm sure there's a couple others that I haven't done from the main book. I might be wrong about that. I don't know. But just so you know, that's what I'm trying to do first. I've still got Bard, I've still got Cleric, I believe. We'll be having fun soon. So until next time, this is Hogwash, over and out. Thanks for joining me.